Hello everyone. Ran out of Mountain Dew and it's 3 in the morning. This is going to have to hold me over until I go shopping tomorrow. It's just not the same. I figured I'd make this video to explain what the next videos on my channel will be about. That's the primary purpose of this ramble. For a few hours just now, I was at my new friends Chuck and Linda's house, and something horrible happened to them on February 10th. And let me back up. Hold on. Let me back up. 7 p.m. last night, I got a call from Audrey Hatfield from C4CPR. If you guys don't know what that is, it's Coloradans for cannabis patient rights. Excuse me, cannabis patient rights. You can find it at c4cpr.org. Anyways, Audrey's the president, and she had something that she needed me to do, and I obliged her. What she needs is Bob Kraus is going to have his next hearing on Monday, and there's going to be a whole bunch of people out there in the medical marijuana community, and there's going to be a lot of media covering the story, and they want to bring all of their high-profile stories out there and have something to say about all of them, so that the media can really get a good idea of what's happening as far as arrests and prosecution of people who are trying their hardest to stay within the law. I don't know where my watch is, and it's going off. We'll just wait for it. Hold on. It's fucking annoying. Okay, so one of the cases that Audrey wants to have presentable for Monday, because of the rally that always happens whenever any of them has to go to court again. Every time they have a hearing, you know, they have a rally. And one of the things she wants is some video footage that was caught on the home surveillance cameras of Chuck and Linda. And what happened to Chuck and Linda was their home was raided. And the reason why it was raided was for a suspected overgrow. And what an overgrow is medical marijuana patients are allowed to have a certain number of plants. From what I've heard, it's 24 per person, unless there's more than one person living in the place, in which case there's a maximum of 30 in the city, and then you can have like just add up the patient allowances outside of the city and have like huge grows, but they call them grows. Somebody had called the police on Linda. Turned out it was her ex-husband had called the police on her and reported something that there was no way he could possibly know because he wasn't there, which was that she was growing more than her legal limit. Well, the police showed up and raided Linda and Chuck's place on February 10th around 3 p.m. in the afternoon. And they brought an army to destroy their place and look for too many plants. And when they came and searched the place, they found less than the maximum. They were allowed to have 30 in the house, and there was 22 plants in the house, which is actually under the limit for one person. So, in raiding their home, in bringing 30 police officers with machine guns into their home, they found nothing. They took a little bit of their mail to prove that it was their residence, and they left otherwise empty-handed, and no charges were filed on them after the raid. And Linda has called and called to see if any charges did stem from it. None have. But during the raid, some of the things that happened to them that the police did were, one, they broke down the door, the front door. They used a battering ram to do it, and they don't have to pay for it. They don't have to replace it. Even though no arrests at all happened from this. Because there was a search warrant, apparently they can destroy shit and get away with it. The door that they broke in was actually unlocked. Well, that's what I've heard from Linda and Chuck, that all they had to do was turn the door handle and it would have opened. But the battering ram that they use, it's not like the old style that I am used to seeing in movies that kind of looks like a post pounder. This thing actually has like a handle, and they have to go like this, and they stand back and do it. So they don't even get close enough to touch the door handle to check to see if the door's open. So, also, the police threw flashbang grenades into this home. When they did that, they burned Chuck's dogs, Chuck and Linda's dogs. And they have pictures, and I'm going to get more video footage of the burned dogs. Also, nothing that the police have to pay for, even though the dogs have had to go to the vet to get treatment for burns from flashbang grenades. Chuck and Linda are both legitimately on medical marijuana. Like, they are both disabled, and Chuck especially so. And he was wrestled to the ground, and he's lucky he's as healthy as he is, because if he were any worse off, he probably would have had serious injuries from what happened to him. But they beat up a disabled guy, came into his house, tore the place apart, looking for too much pot. Not just pot, too much pot. And they left empty-handed. He showed me some other things that happened. They knocked over a computer monitor, and that doesn't work anymore. They knocked over some clocks and scratched up the faces of them. And one of the second hands came off, and that was because it was on the wall right next to the door and was knocked off the wall. And yeah, none of this has to get paid for. All of this destruction. There are burn marks on their hardwood floors from flashbang grenades. They have the handles from some of the grenades, because they tried to clean up their own mess going out, but they left some of it behind, and they actually have evidence of the stuff that was used in the house, and they have pictures of it all. So The reason why I'm saying this in a Ramble video is because the next few videos that go up on my channel are the security footage from Chuck's security cameras that he had outside the house. Chuck has some very expensive cars. He said he has a 10-second engine in Monte Carlo and Chevy Nova in a trailer, and they're out in the front yard. Like, so he wants surveillance on them. He's got $100,000 worth of mechanics tools, auto mechanics tools, and he's worried about their safety. He's legal to have the marijuana that he has, so he's not worried about that. He's not worried about having to protect that. The police came and they left empty-handed after taking a little sample of one of his plants. And that's it. So the footage that I'll be putting up shows just the horrible number of police officers they came with to check to see if he was growing too much pot. And they weren't. And the list of officers that actually went into his home, and after the first storm of riot police come through, they have other officers come through and detectives and everything. The list is fucking long, and I'll be getting footage of the search warrant, the findings, the call that started it all, which was actually, in my opinion, harassment from Linda's ex-husband, who had a history of being an abusive spouse and just wanted to fuck with him. And the first call that he made was that led up to this. It was on Christmas. He wanted to fuck with her. So he called in a report to the police on Christmas, and they came out to her house at 10 o'clock on Christmas. Because, fuck with people at inopportune times, The enemies of this country don't even attack our forces on Christmas, Anyways, so I'll have some footage from the security cameras. It will have no sound to it because there's no sound from the cameras. But you'll see the smoke coming out of his house from the front door, just coming out of the door. And it'll cloud up the whole scene. And that's from the flashbang grenades that they threw in their house. You'll see armored cars pull up in front of their place and just, cops piling out. There's an armored Humvee. Yeah. And tomorrow night around 8 o'clock, I am going to go over to their place and get basically their story from their mouths, so that it can be posted on other websites. So the next few videos that I do are actually not going to be on on topic for all the other things that I ever put on my channel. These are going to be for somebody who needs some footage put on YouTube so that he can embed it on websites, so that what's been happening to people who are trying to be legal and trying to work within the law, what's been happening to them can get out, because it's a story that needs to be told. So that's what I'll be doing over the weekend, and then on Monday is Bob Krause's trial, and I'm probably going to sit through it, which means I'm going to have to flip my sleep schedule around again. And it's I've been following the case this far, and I'm really interested in seeing it all the way through and seeing what happens to him. Because if he does get convicted, he'll be basically spending the rest of his life in jail for pot. And the rest of his life is maybe the next 6 years if his leukemia kills him. So, yeah, it's hard to think about. Anyways, time for some show and tell. Next topic. This piece of paper was passed out at the concert on Wednesday. It says, blow on this spot. When it turns blue, God's promises will come true. And then, right there, Freethinkers of Colorado Springs. I don't know what to make of this. To me, it's in their face. It's out there. It's outspoken, but I don't know. My problem with it is it's not witty enough. I want more wittiness out of the group that I am actually a part of. Also, the Freethinkers, they passed out a whole bunch of pamphlets, and so I grabbed one of each, or one of each of a lot of them, not all of them, but I've got these right here. This one is, what does the Bible say about abortion? And it's published by the Freedom from Religion Foundation. I think all of these are. And it gives a list of churches that actually support abortion rights, like American Baptist Churches USA, American Ethical Union, American Friends, the Quakers, American Jewish Congress, Christian Church, Disciples of Christ, Episcopal Church, Lutheran Women's Caucus, just a whole list of churches that actually support abortion rights. That's pretty cool. A flyer just says, what is a freethinker? And I think a lot of people have misconceptions about that. It doesn't just mean atheist. Here's a flyer that says the 10 most common myths about atheists and freethinkers. I'm just going to read the myths. I'm not going to read the reasonings behind them, because you probably all know, just watching my channel for this long, you all know why these myths are wrong. So, myth number 1, atheists are all immoral. Myth number 2, atheists are responsible for the world's ills. Myth number 3, atheists have no reason to live. Myth number 4, atheists are angry people. Myth number 5, atheists must be unhappy. Myth number 6, atheists are arrogant. Myth number 7, atheists are agents of the devil. Myth number 8, atheists are all communists. Myth number 9, atheists are blind to the truth, love, and beauty. And myth number 10, there are no atheists in foxholes. There's another flyer here. It says what they said about religion. And it's just a whole bunch of quotes from different famous people throughout time. Some of them the founding fathers of our country, and all of them basically chastising religion. There's Albert Einstein and Charles Darwin and Bertrand Russell and Elizabeth Cady Stanton. A whole bunch of them. Now, we've gotten to the last one here. This one, I don't know. It's a handout that lists all of the horrible atrocities in the Bible. It's called An X-Rated Book, Sex and Obscenity in the Bible. And beyond the whole argument, oh, that's out of context, you know, some of these things, there is no fucking correct context, no matter how fucking hard you try to fucking think about it. But it's the front picture. Like, without the front picture, I would be passing this out to people. But here we go. This right here is probably worth at least 20 to 30 of my road signs of religious stupidity on the other side of the scale. This is actually bad on us. Like the red A right here, bad on our side. You guys ready for this? Here we go. There's the picture. It's got a Bible feeling up a girl. Like feeling up her skirt. How horrible is that? Look at the nasty face that Bible guy has. I'm gonna get you. Like, it's like something out of Army of Darkness or something. The book comes alive. But yeah, it's it makes it as bad as a Chick Tract. Really, it's as bad as a Chick Tract. So for everybody who ever tells me that I criticize just Christianity and not other groups, you know, first of all, they haven't seen my videos on Islam or Judaism, but or even Mormonism. I have some videos on that too, but there I go criticizing fellow atheists, and not just like, you know, somebody else on YouTube. These are people in my real life that are passing these out, and I'm kind of not with them on this because I would never want somebody who was a Christian to get that from my hand and see, oh, well, that's what you think of us? You know, that's like them handing me a Chick Tract, and the Chick Tract says that atheists are agents of Satan, and then it shows us with horns growing out of our heads. You know. So, last thing is, started my 40 days for footage campaign and have not gotten any footage yet because I haven't been awake at the right time. And then when I am, I get called out to do some other things for other people. But I'm going to donate or give, I guess, to the 3 people that win my contest. I got these 3 bumper stickers. They're all the same. And these are awesome. I gotta say, they're just... I love this bumper sticker. I probably gonna get one for back up here. Here it is. There you go. Freedom is the distance between church and state. because I know where to get the atheist swag, or libertarian atheist swag, as it were. And that's it for this Ramble video. I'm going to be splicing and editing on the surveillance footage to get it down to, you know, what needs to be seen, and not just the still parts of the video where they're already in his house and they're already wrestling Chuck down to the ground in his house. He said to me he wishes that he had a video camera inside of his house, and channel 4 on his 4-channel surveillance system might actually be repurposed to do just that. So that the horrible things that happen to him while he's inside of his house will get caught next time. And here's hoping that there isn't a next time, but you don't actually have to be doing anything illegal to have the police raid your home.